Nice that you looking at. My Tears Ricochet is a song written and recorded by the American singer-songwriter Taylor Swift for her 8th studio album, Folklore, 2020. She produced the song with Jack Antonoff and Joe Alwyn. My Tears Ricochet infuses arena and gothic styles of rock music and gospel. The production incorporates choir-inflected layered vocals, mellow synths, and shuddering drums, bringing forth a soundscape that critics described as haunting and sorrowful. Its lyrics are a narration by the ghost of a dead woman, which finds its murderer, who she once loved dearly, at its own funeral. Critics received My Tears Ricochet with rave reviews, who praised the concept, imagery, emotion, vocals, and production. Upon release, the song peaked at number 16 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and in the top 15 of the singles charts in Australia, Canada, Malaysia, and Singapore. My Tears Ricochet was included on the set list of Swift's 6th headlining concert tour, the Eras Tour, 2023-2024. My Tears Ricochet was the first track written for the album, penned by Swift alone. Album co-producer Aaron Dessner regarded the song as a beacon for the record. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Swift said that, following the sale of her master recordings to Scooter Braun, narratives around divorce had been triggering her, and she incorporated imagery of the end of marriage into My Tears Ricochet, writing the first lines of the song after watching the 2019 film Marriage Story, which tells the story of a divorce. Swift announced her 8th studio album, Folklore, on July 23, 2020. She revealed the track list, where My Tears Ricochet placed 5th in the primer that preceded the release. Swift described My Tears Ricochet as imageries of an embittered tormentor showing up at the funeral of his fallen object of obsession, and battleships sinking down into the ocean, down, down, down. Lyrically, My Tears Ricochet sees the narrator question whether they deserve their mistreatment, and admit that she chose not to go with grace by haunting the memorial. The song inquires why the former lover chose to attend her funeral despite cursing name, and compares their disoriented relationship to sunken battleships in the sea. The song's lyrics and symbols reference Swift's master's dispute, and the bitter ending of her ties with the founder of Big Machine, Scott Borchetta, apart from the overarching funeral motif. Swift uses the imagery of battleships sinking into an ocean to draw a dramatic picture of how it feels to make one wrong move and lose something enormous. My Tears Ricochet received widespread acclaim from music critics, praising the song's concept, lyrics, imagery, emotion, Swift's vocals, and production. Writing for NME, Hannah Milrea drew comparisons between My Tears Ricochet and Clean from Swift's record 1989, remarking that a megawatt pop song is encased in layered vocals and twinkling music box instrumentals. Jody Rosen of the Los Angeles Times said in a review that the track built up to a tumultuous climax, and that the track was goth, like Chartres Cathedral is goth. Billboard's Jason Lipschutz wrote that the song builds into a sorrowful anthem, and that a bitter parting becomes a literal death. In a piece for Slant magazine, Eric Mason named this track one of folklore's most straightforwardly resentful stories, saying that the sharp beats of strings on the chorus recall the bridges of early 2010 Swift songs. Comparing it with Mad Woman and Cruel Summer, Ann Powers of NPR deemed the song more sophisticated than Swift's previous writing while remaining classic Taylor Swift, and stated that the singer takes an event, specific almost only to her, and opens it up into something universal. Because we have all experienced a sense of betrayal and loss of self-ownership. Lucy Harbron of Clash wrote, My Tears Ricochet is one of Swift's most gut-wrenching songs. She said the track turns into a funeral lament that perfectly vocalizes all the sadness and anger and displacement that comes with a mega heartbreak. Driven by Folklore's release. My Tears Ricochet opened at number 16 on the US Billboard Hot 100, amongst the album's 10 tracks to chart inside the top 40 and 5 to enter the top 20. It charted for 2 weeks before its exit. The song further reached number 3 on the Hot Rock and Alternative Songs chart. It also reached number 7 on the Singaporean and Malaysian singles charts, number 8 on Australia's ARIA singles chart, and number 14 on the Canadian Hot 100. This is the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.